And here we are once again. It's another Saturday morning. That means it's time for the Cummins Real Estate Group show with rockstar realtor Michele Cummins and myself, Curtis Pope. Good morning, Michele.
Good morning, Curtis. Hello.
Hello, we're back.
Howdy.
We're back, and we're here because the snow hasn't started yet that they're threatening for us early this week.
Well, it usually snows by now, doesn't it?
Sometimes. I mean, it's hard to say. Sometimes we get a little snow in November. Usually it's like January, though, and we get the big dump.
Did we have November? I don't remember November or Movember or anything happening in November. Did we already go through November?
It's just about done.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's, December's coming up fast.
Golly.
You might start wanting to think about Christmas shopping. I'm just saying.
No Christmas shopping this year.
Well,
I'm going to veto that.
Just get Richard a guitar and
look at a guitar. That'll be the best.
No, get him a guitar. How many guitars does he have right now?
Well, and that one, the other one. Oh my gosh, too many to count.
I mean, what has he got? 8 or 9?
At least.
Because, I mean, but you need them for different tones, different sounds.
That is a musician's excuse. No, actually, I know. It's true. It's like different sticks for your drum.
Exactly.
Different skins for your drums. Different sounds.
Except drumsticks are a lot cheaper than guitars.
See?
So I follow you, but yeah, I mean, yeah, because you get lighter ones, heavier ones, whatever for the sound you're going for. But yeah, I usually use the light ones and break them like crazy. That's what I do.
Oh, no. You hit them too hard.
Well, because I'm using lighter sticks, I have to hit them harder.
But earlier, you had mentioned before we started recording the show about Steve Gadd's sticks.
Yeah, I used to love Steve Gadd sticks. Those were one of my favorites. I now like I have the Ringo sticks that have purple on the bottom and
oh yeah, cool.
And just wood on the top. I like those ones a lot. But I use a lighter, like almost like a jazz stick, because I started in jazz band in high school, in middle school and stuff. So I'm used to using those sticks. The problem is you're playing rock music with the lighter sticks, you tend to break them because they're like baseball bats. You hit them the wrong way and they shatter.
That's because you're so strong.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
It's lifting those sticks every time. So Thanksgiving was last week, U.S. of course.
Well, yeah, you and your double Thanksgiving.
It was so fun. I didn't actually, usually I get 2 turkeys, but this year, no. I was working pretty late into the night and, I didn't get my turkey dinner. But a few of my sisters called me on a Facebook chat or
FaceTime or whatever.
Yeah. So we were all in little squares. And actually, my sister's birthday is on Thanksgiving this year. And the day before is my youngest sister's birthday. And then my nephew's birthday was this week. Like, it was a week of birthdays.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I have a lot of birthdays this week, too. It was my mom's birthday this week when, she passed away 20 years ago. It was her birthday. My best friend's birthday is this week. My niece's was like last week. My brother-in-law's was last week. So there's something about November.
Yeah. Movember.
November.
But you didn't grow a mustache this Movember.
No. The hockey team I coached desperately tried me to get me to do it. And I'm like, you don't know, because I'm coaching 18, 19, 20-years-olds that have mustaches, okay? So I'm like, you don't understand. It'll stop growing after a few days and then just have stubble. It's not going to work.
You could just add some, like ladies add eyelashes.
Maybe next year I'll do that. But yeah, I'm like, no, you guys just carry on, do your thing. So I support the cause, but I can't really do much. I'm follically challenged.
Did you or Kelly do any shopping yesterday?
No.
Black Friday.
No, because I worked retail for so many years and things like that, I always find that it's just, there's very few times where the discount is worth the hassle for me to go out and get in the lines and fight with the people, and I'll just have my mental health and pay the full price.
Have you ever, so I'm assuming you have never stayed up all night, went out in your pajamas in the middle of the night and started shopping all night long, the night before?
Back before because Black Friday's been a big thing in the U.S. forever, right? Mm-hmm. Much like we have Boxing Day here, and we didn't really have Black Friday here until the last 10 years?
Yeah, exactly.
When I was a teenager, there was a few times where God, were you around for A&B Sound? A&B Sound used to have their big Boxing Day things, and there was a couple times where I was at A&B Sound at 5 a.m. lined up to go in and pick up some music, or maybe I need a new car stereo or something.
Oh, that's good deals. There's some really good deals. But yeah, there's only 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of them, so you have to be there bright and early or sleep there the night before. A few of my sisters are diehards.
I think I got my first CD player at A&B Sound.
Really?
like 30 odd years ago.
Oh gosh, so that's memorable.
Yeah, it was something like, on for like $59 or something. And they did have a lot of them actually. It was like their door crasher. It was like just a stack of them at the front door.
Oh, that's cool. And you got it.
Yeah,
and you'll never forget.
Yeah.
Special occasion.
I might even still have that kicking around at my dad's house. I don't know.
Oh, that's nostalgic. Okay, so today we're going to talk about some real estate news.
That's usually what we do.
Yes.
We usually talk real estate.
And the first little tidbit of information is that BC Housing is planning it's immediately going to extend speculation taxes. And so this report came out through the Western Investor, which I truly enjoy. It's a really good magazine for commercial and for different information. So I'm going to read to you and our listeners from Western Investor. So banning condo rentals will expose about 300,000 owners to vacant home taxes. A proposed Housing Supply Act in BC released November 21st by Premier David Eby would outlaw rental restrictions in strata, so that's condo or townhouses, projects in BC. It would also expose all owners of strata housing units in major urban markets to the provincial speculation tax, or the empty home tax, which currently exempts those units in strata buildings that don't allow rentals, and a similar tax in the city of Vancouver. So, yes, it dissolves the exemption category. The speculation tax is applied for homes in BC that are left vacant, but the current law allows an exemption when a covenant or a strata bylaw prevents the property from being rented out. Lifting the exemption would mean that an owner would be subject to the tax, which is 0.5% of the home's value for BC residents and 2% for foreign buyers, or owners, I should say. When the average condo apartment in Metro Vancouver valued at approximately $727,000 and a strata townhouse at just over $1 million, the BC resident tax would range from about $3,500 to $5,000. Strata owners in the city of Vancouver would also suddenly be subject to the Vancouver vacant home tax, which was recently increased to 3% and which currently exempts units that are subject to a strata's rental restriction. The average condo apartment in Vancouver sold in October for approximately $800,000, meaning a $24,000 tax if it is not rented out for at least 6 months of the year. If passed, BC's proposed Housing Supply Act would come into effect through regulations in mid-2023, while proposal amendments to the Strata Property Act would come into effect immediately. Strata studies have shown that the highest vacancy rates are in buildings with no rental restrictions. At the same time, properties with rental bylaws average a vacancy rate of 0% to 4% is what the study found. So the expectation that the removal of rental bylaws will result in a solution for rental housing has no correlation to the statistics, as stated in November 21st letter to provincial MLAs. The potential effect of terminating rental bylaws will be an increase in condo purchases for the purpose of speculation and investment. Landlords rarely participate in strata operations and rarely support increased strata fees or special levies for repairs. So this isn't a concern of theirs. The province estimates there are about 300,000 strata units that may be subject to rental bans. However, the new Housing Supply Act would still allow stratas to have bylaws banning short-term rentals such as Airbnbs, VRBOs. The new act would also require the fastest growing communities in urgent need of housing stock, and there's 8 to 10 communities that are estimated by the province to fall into this category, to establish housing targets in consultation with the province. So the target setting is intended to be a collaboration approach. Municipalities will figure where and how that housing is built, according to Premier Eby's statement. So a question that a colleague of mine passed in one of our Facebook group pages was, okay, this is interesting. This is what he says. Here is an interesting hypothetical situation. A strata listing in a currently 45 plus complex. NDP is going to pass legislation to allow rentals. Complex calls a meeting and raises the age limit to 55 plus, but needs 3 weeks notice to do so, and then time to register the new bylaw. In the meantime, an investor buys the unit, but completes after the laws and bylaws are changed. At what point do the new laws and bylaws go into effect? So that's one question with so many others regarding what they're wanting to put forward. So that's interesting news I wanted to share.
Yeah, that's definitely because, that's one of those loopholes, and that loophole's going to be gone.
And you know how hard it is to remember. We have to claim if you're within the municipalities that have the speculation tax, you have to remember to claim every year. Otherwise, they're going to just automatically charge you anyways. But there's situations where, yes, you're renovating or service providers are taking longer than expected, or there's certain things that happen, and maybe you aren't finding a tenant, or you can't over a certain amount of period of time. This is going to change a lot.
Yeah, it's an intriguing change, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to create some interesting situations, I think.
And it is true what they say, and the concerns about landlords don't pay attention to their monthly meetings or their annual general meetings. The ones that I know, and I'm one myself, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't go to any of the meetings. I don't watch them via Zoom. I don't even read the minutes.
That's right. I don't live there. That doesn't affect me directly, right? Hopefully the tenants are paying attention.
My tenants are amazing, though.
Perfect. Then you're good to go.
They do pay attention.
So we should probably take a break here and then come back in just a bit with the second half. But before we go, we should tell people where they can go to find all your listings and everything else.
Oh, and then I'll grab a Christmas coffee. MichelleCummins.ca.
Christmas coffee. Uh-oh. It's going to be a long second segment.